Hey, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, all the social media platforms. How are you tonight? Don Schmidt, the Book Kahuna. Got a little story to tell. But first, I just want to make sure that everyone had a great Christmas and New Year and even Thanksgiving. Because I spent 10 days in the hospital in the month of end of November into December. Now, the reason that I went into the hospital the first time was that now I have a catheter, okay? And if the catheter's in too long, it backs up and clogs up. And once that happens, there's nowhere for anything to go, if you get my meaning. And the pain is unbelievable. The pain is incredibly bad. And the first time that I had this happen to me was on Thanksgiving, and I drove myself to the hospital, and a buddy of mine, and by the way, Dean, hey, good advice, by the way. I'm going to try not to drive myself to the hospital anymore. Just call the EMTs and do it that way. There's a fear that runs through your head when you're having pain. And it's intermittent pain. You don't know when it's going to come. But, you're driving to the hospital and you're like, man, I hope I can get there before I get another one of these pains. And I got to the hospital and they checked me out and did everything, checked all my vitals. And they changed out the catheter and everything cleared out, emptied out, which was great. And so I was in the hospital for a couple of days. I was there from Thanksgiving Day until the Sunday after Thanksgiving. Now I got to get my Thanksgiving dinner. I had a turkey dinner in the hospital once they got me up into a room. But in the ER, they have the TV and you have the remote. So basically, I did everything I wanted to do. I watched the parade. I watched some of the dog show. I always watch up until the corgi in the herding group, and then boom, I'm done. Because the corgi never gets picked to go any further than that. So, and I always sit there and say, you know what, my corgi's better. My dog's better looking than that dog. My dog can kick that dog's butt. So, and I watched football, a lot of football. Watched the Giants play the Cowboys. It was great. It wasn't good for the Giants, but it was. So everything went okay, and I got released. So I'm out of the hospital like a couple days. And the Tuesday after I got out of the hospital, I had to go see my urologist. And the urologist has been pushing to remove the catheter completely and have me self-cath, which I don't really want to do. But anyway, I went to see the urologist, and he's like, we're going to do it. I'm like, I don't really want to do that. I just got out of the hospital. I had a UTI. I had C. diff. I want to just, normal out for a while. I was in the hospital for 4 days, okay? Nope, we're going to do this. I said, all right. So they gave me all the instructions. They sent me home. I cathed that night. Went okay. Get up the next morning. I'm getting these pains again. I'm getting the pains because it's blocked. It's all blocked up. That's the whole problem. And So I cath again the next morning, and it's okay, but not great. And then afternoon, I do it again, and blood comes out. And I'm like, that's it, ER. Now, I have to explain something here. This is the best part of the story. This is the second time I was in the hospital. Now, I got out of the hospital on Sunday. I went back into the hospital on Wednesday. Okay? And while I was in the emergency room nurses and doctors said, "Hey, we're seeing something, like your right leg looks kind of swollen. Do you have any history of deep tissue thrombosis or anything like that in your legs or anything?" I'm like, no, not really. I do have a family history. My mom had blood clots and things. And so they're like, "Well, we're gonna do an ultrasound and check it out." Right? Now, I'm in pain from the fact that the catheter's not in. I was self-cathing, I was bleeding, and I'm backed up, okay? So, meanwhile, they're checking my leg, and I'm still in pain at this point in time, okay? And finally, they put the new catheter in, okay, and attach the bag again, and everything, cleans out and empties out, and everything's great. Except for the fact that the emergency room doctor comes in and says, "Do you know you have a blood clot behind your knee?" And I said, "No." And he said, "Have you had any symptoms?" Or I'm like, "No." And I'm thinking, okay, I was in a lot of pain. I came into the emergency room for one thing, and they found something else that undetected could have killed me. So I'm like, this was a good trip to the emergency room. Second trip was a good trip to the emergency room. So they admitted me that time, Wednesday night, and they started pumping me with blood thinners, okay? And then they found out that I still had C. diff again, and I had a UTI. So I'm still in the hospital, but they're more concerned about the blood clot. So they're treating me for all these different things. I get dialysis twice while I'm in the hospital, once on Thursday and once on Saturday. I got dialyzed 3 times while I was in the hospital because I wasn't released until Tuesday night. Okay? So from Wednesday to Tuesday night after Thanksgiving, and the other thing was, the day that I went into the hospital for the second time was December 7th. Great day for bad things to happen. So, just telling you the story that sometimes bad things happen for a reason, and we don't know what the other part of the reason is until we actually have the bad thing happen. So if I had never gone into the hospital, I never would have been checked out for a blood clot. And then 2 doctors in the hospital told me, "Oh yeah, you have prostate cancer?" "Yeah." Well, that's kind of part of what happens when you have prostate cancer. You get blood clots. And I'm like, no one has told me this. I haven't heard this from any. This is the first time I'm hearing this. So I'm like, okay, so I could have just walked around and thought everything was great, and all of a sudden the blood clot dislodges from behind my knee and goes to my lung, to my heart. Where does it go? Wouldn't be good no matter where it went. Would have been a bad day at Black Rock no matter what. So anyway, I don't want to make this one too long, but just wanted to explain all this, and I'm still, I'm still fighting. I'm still fighting. The cancer thing is actually under control for right now. Everything's good. Everything's going well. Like I said before, my PSA went from 1.9 in August to 0.9 in November. So we're going in the right direction. I'll find out what my PSA is again. I'll have to have it checked next month. So anyway, this is Don Schmidt, the Book Kahuna, coming at you with another video. And yeah, I hope I can stay out of the hospital for a while. It would be nice. I made it a year and a half until Thanksgiving. I was out of the hospital for a year and a half. So anyway, I'll be coming at you with another video soon. All right? Take care. Have a good day. Bye-bye. Oh, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, too. Do it. Why not? Hey. And add me on Twitter. Do it. I think you should do it. You know what I think? I think you should do it. All right. Talk to you later.